I have a feeling I'm going to be crashing hard tomorrow. So we're recording this now. It is time to check in with the Artist's Way. I just finished week 2. I am absolutely exhausted. We will talk about it. If you're new here, my name is Rochelle. I have been trying different ways of being productive as a creative person. I've done the 12-week year as well as the Artist's Way, and part of the Artist's Way is completing a weekly check in, which I like to do here on YouTube for the accountability and just to provide some variation on camaraderie and warning for anybody who's going to do this themselves. So, first things first is how many days this week I did the morning pages. It was 6 this week. On Sunday, I had a gymnastics meet out of town for my daughter. We had to be up at 6 in order to get breakfast and our hair done. I could not bring myself to get up any earlier than that, and so I missed my morning pages the day that we were out of town for that. They are going fairly well for me. This stream of consciousness isn't new. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of thoughts out of the way and being a little bit more intentional, although I still have a few things that I am putting off and just not doing that I want to. So I am writing pages, so they are working for me according to this. I found myself writing a lot about what's going on with work right now rather than creative stuff in terms of whether or not I'm applying for a position that's in the right place, stress over whether or not I got it, those sorts of things, which are understandable. And I'm really not sure what else. I did a lot of complaining about allergies, like one does, but I got it out of me. So that's where that is. My artist date this week, I actually got to go to a local festival on Sunday and see a local acquaintance of mine do a little bit of a reading, which was really inspiring to me. So inspiring that I came home and I finished notating 2 songs this week and did something ridiculous that we'll talk about. It was beautiful. I love that this says, remember the artist dates are a necessary frivolity. I love that juxtaposition of words. So, yeah, I took myself out on Sunday night, went into downtown, watched a musical by myself, or parts of one, and talk back and such by myself, and then wandered a store that I didn't plan on buying anything in just to kind of recalibrate, and it was awesome. And then I also got a massage this week, which feels like an artist date in itself, except for that I ended up like sore and bruised afterwards because it's been a while since I got a massage and my entire body is made of tense. So, yeah, I kind of did 2 artist dates this week. Took care of myself. It felt really nice to do that and to do a lot of things that I've been putting off and thinking about, but hadn't actually gotten around to doing. It also says, were there any other issues this week you consider significant for your recovery? So that's where I want to talk about what happened today. I got a text in the middle of the afternoon from a friend of mine asking if I'd heard of a showcase for shows that want to be in development that's happening in New York when I happen to be on the East Coast. Like, I would have to rearrange some flights, but I could be there already. It's not in a position to get myself there. And I needed stuff done that wasn't done yet. And so I spent today finishing notating a song that I've been stuck on for 2 months. And I basically finished it. I have some left-handed stuff I might add to the score, but for the most part, like, I did like 100. It feels like 100 measures. It probably wasn't, but the whole thing is 11 pages of sheet music that I finished today in order to submit my show for consideration, which is terrifying. And I kind of can't believe I did it. I literally gave myself like 3 minutes between pressing submit and starting this video so that I can crash when I'm done, because I will absolutely crash. That was terrifying. And it felt like something that needed to be overcome. I don't know how I would make it work to get myself from Toronto, where I'll be, into New York, or find the actors and pianists to do this for me if I get it. But it was free. I'm putting myself out there. I created a 60-minute pitch, 60-minute. I could do that. A 60-second pitch for what the show is about, and submitted the whole libretto as well as a song that, because of my limitations of my setup, I had to do a really old live piano demo that doesn't have accurate music underneath it, accompaniment, and then I submitted a PDF of the sheet music that I literally finished just now, and then a MP3 of like the MIDI version of it, which is not ideal. I don't know how well that will go, but it's what I had and I tried. I can't believe I tried. I feel crazy. Like, I really do. Why am I submitting to this thing that I didn't even have 12 hours warning on? What right do I have? That's, I think, what I'm going to have to be fighting now is what right do I have to seek development of something like this? I don't feel like I do have that right. And yet there I am doing it, terrified. That, along with working to get a new job that's in an editing field, but is more of a 9 to 5 than the freelance I've been doing, and letting that in my mind, what I've been reframing in my morning pages, I've been reframing this job opportunity as something that I would enjoy. It's a field, like I said, that I have experience in, but also as an opportunity to fund my creative work because freelance work is not always particularly fruitful, feastedly. I don't know. It's not, what's the word? It doesn't give me a lot of money necessarily sometimes. It's a lot of freedom, but in exchange for a lot of instability, a lot of uncertainty, and not a lot of financial freedom. So, a job, I've been, the biggest affirmation that I'm struggling with is accepting that if I take on a full time job, I'm still allowed to call myself creative. I'm still allowed to succeed creatively, even if I have a job, that so many people are doing this. I've been really, really lucky that I've had 10 years that I've been able to do freelancing and take care of a family, raise them to they're old enough to be by themselves. And like, for short periods of time. I had the opportunity to do that. And going back to work doesn't mean I'm giving up on creative me. It could be, in a lot of ways, setting myself up for success, not failure. But then I don't want to put all my eggs in this basket that I haven't been handed yet. So that's what I'm struggling through this week is what it means to be an artist, what it means to be audacious, just full of audacity when it comes to putting myself out there, believing in my show and asking people to believe in it with me. And yeah, that's how my week went. It was a fast one. I don't feel like I had a lot to do in terms of the assignments this week. Although I think the most interesting one that I do want to talk about is it asked me about 10 tiny changes. And I think this is a great activity, whether you're doing the artist way or not. List 10 changes you'd like to make for yourself from the significant to the small or vice versa. I would like to blank, do it 10 times. It was really interesting to me because I had things come up, of course, that were bigger, but also I would like to cut down my social media time. And the moment that I typed it or wrote it in my journal, I grabbed my phone and I took the blockers I already have on my phone and I cut them in half. It's like, I don't have to want to like to do this. I can just do it. And then, like I talked about in my setting up my 12-week year video, if you want to watch that, it's linked here. Here. I just remembered this camera flips. It's linked here. But anyway, one of the things that came up too is I want to organize my photos and stop complaining about not having any space on my phone and just delete a bunch of things. And so I said that as one of my 12-week year goals is to actually do it. And I think so much of what the artist's way is permission to do the things that you want to do anyway. Whether that's focusing on your art, submitting to opportunities, talking to people, networking, spending time coloring, or applying to jobs and organizing photos. Like, I feel like this is giving me permission to do it. I haven't dealt with a lot of the like anger and resentment, but I think part of that is because I've been living a bit of an artist's life for at least 10 years now. And it's easier to come to terms with myself as an artist when I'm not trying to unblock it so much as nurture it. Anyway, if you're doing it as well, let me know how it's going in the comments, and I will see you soon.